Hello and welcome to episode 19 of Irish Ears. I'm Stuart.
I'm Aisling.
And coming up on this episode, well, let's be honest, there's only one game in town. For the first time in forever, we have an opening day for World of Frozen at Disney Adventure World, Disneyland Paris. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Yours truly was one of the first lucky to be invited to experience the preview on November 24th. But first, we want to do a quick roundup of the news in the last few weeks. It's been about 5-6 weeks since the last episode. And a reflection on Aisling's 42 iconic solo day trips at this stage. 42 during Halloween or 42 during Christmas? I lost count. And how are you, Aisling?
I'm doing good. I'm coming live from Sligo, so shout out to all our Sligo listeners. Any Disney Sligo fans.
Maybe Westlife will listen in.
Are they from Sligo?
I think most of them are from Sligo, apart from obviously the dub.
Oh, yeah. I'm just excited to talk, especially about World of Frozen, obviously. Obviously, I kind of got already a bit of the inside scoop, but to get more of inside scoop of everything that you've seen and everything that there was.
Yeah, but we'll leave that till the end. It's like putting the milk down the back of the shop. We're going to make people walk through the shop to get to the milk first. Because everyone needs milk. But how many trips did you have in the last 2 months?
Well, I know that I have had booked 5 in for October, November, December. And 4 of them were day trips. So I have 1 day trip left, and I had a 2-night trip last week, which was fun because it was a family trip and my little cousins were dancing in it, so it was like something different, so it was good.
That's lovely.
Yeah, so
fun. You're keeping up with the not the Kardashians, who else? Some sort of French Kardashian family. We'll find them on E! Entertainment, where we'll do a quick roundup of what's been going on the last few weeks, and then we'll cut to the chase. So we had Halloween in October, obviously. We did have the good news that Halloween is going to be a little bit earlier next year, which is exciting.
That's really exciting.
September 26th, I think. That's nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
It does end promptly, I think, on like November 2nd. So that would lead me to believe that I think that the judging calendars, I think Christmas is probably going to start November 7th, which is very early for Christmas to start. But
it was the 8th this year, was it not?
8th this year, so it's another day earlier. It's a whole day earlier, 24 hours,
24 hours extra. Woo!
So, but also the way Disneyland Paris are doing the kind of staggered Christmas release, it gives them, they can launch a different coffee brand every week if they want to.
This week Lavazza, next week Lavazza.
Yeah, this podcast is sponsored by Lavazza. Have you had your Lavazza? Anyway, so back to Halloween where there was no Lavazza to be seen. Just the nightmare of Starbucks. So, Unlucky Nugget. Did you visited twice during Halloween, didn't you?
No, I just went once.
Oh, once. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Amateur.
Yeah, no, big fan. So, I went once. That was my first time ever eating in it. I'd only ever been in it when we went on the AP party, and there was some random 2 actors just walking about it.
Yeah.
That was my only time in it, but I really liked it. It was the best chicken nuggets I've had across all of Disneyland Paris. I don't know if they're like the same chicken nuggets as they are all the time.
That's quite a statement.
For the Halloween ones. And that whole meal, the vibe and everything was great. And I do wish that they kept it. I think it would be a good year round. Maybe not call it the Unlucky Nugget, because that's really just a play on words of the name. But if they had changed it to something in relation to Phantom Manor, just kept it as her wedding. I think it's not like that Halloween-y. It's a wedding.
Yeah, they took heavy inspiration from the Disney Treasure cruise ship, I believe, has a Phantom Manor parlour bar on board, which obviously has technologically bespoke and impressive acts of witchcraft going on with cocktails and everything. But they could definitely jazz it up. It would cost a pretty penny, but imagine you walk in there and you get cocktails and actually bespoke meals and fancy desserts and sundaes and things like.
The sundae was really good as well, and the cocktails looked really cool. I was sitting beside people who had them, and they had the veil with the. It was actually I don't know what that name of the material is. Net? I don't know, but it looks like a veil.
It's called veil, isn't it? Yeah.
coming off the glass and everything. Like the cocktail, like everything looked really cool. And I think would have been fine to just keep it as is. I wouldn't say it was that much more of like a different than just serving I don't know, whatever kind of cocktails they had before, or like whatever kind of ending they had before, because it was just basically the glass was different, and then it was just, and probably a watered down cocktail.
I'm not really sure, like, by removing all the enhancements they had. So obviously there was like lighting on the stage, and there was music, and there was bespoke napkins that, again, like, unfortunately one fell off the table into my bag. I love a good napkin, do I? But like, did it cost more money, like,
to put up and take it down?
Yeah, like, it's a bit weird. It's a bit like an Irish government situation where, like, we spent more money to change it.
Yeah. Because it was just literally every so often, and it was obviously on a timer. I doubt there was someone sitting there pressing a button of when, like, the lightning or whatever it went, and then your mom was on the piano and lighting up on the frame. Like, that was obviously just sitting on the timer. So I think they could just easily keep it. But anyways, DLP doing DLP things, just...
It is. But it was good to see them kind of trying something different, and hopefully it kind of... It inspires them to do things new around the park. Maybe over in Discoveryland, who knows? I don't know. Just putting it out there. Or maybe change up Captain Jack's a bit. To be a... Like, we have...
Scrap the menu.
We won't go too far forward. We won't go too far forward in the podcast here, but we do have a new bar coming in the spring of 2026 within a park at Disneyland Paris. So we can now have bars in the parks.
Yeah.
Just saying, if you want to, like, I don't know, maybe like Plaza Gardens closing down for a long time. What if you had a Discoveryland themed bar on the side of Plaza Gardens that faced onto Discovery?
You could put it into the ship. What's that called?
The Nautilus.
The Nautilus. Yes. You could put it in there. That would be so good. Imagine
if you had a few and then all the windows started getting all like underwater and everything. Gas. Another great thing at Halloween I thought was the projections at nighttime. I thought they were fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't get to see them because of the day trip. But
it was super spooky and super, like, the cat going meow all around the place. Cat had its own fan club. But they had, like, again, you know, obviously you have to pay for the fog effect per kind of burst or whatever. But they use the fog during Tales of Magic. So it's already going. All they have to do is go to the pound shop and get some more dry ice. But yeah, I thought like... Halloween is just such a vibe. I really think now that Christmas is in full swing, like, I know Christmas hits and Christmas is nice and cozy and it's a vibe and everything, but I just love that Halloween has such an edge to it. I really feel that it's like, it's something that other parks don't do, and it's the fact that it's free as well in the parks. Like, you have to pay for the additional experiences in the American parks. I think DLP smashed it. Fair play to you, lads.
Yeah.
During the Halloween season, we got new DLP ambassadors. So, the two lads did a great job for the last 2 years. They exceeded my expectations. I thought they were really nice. I met them about 3 times, and always lovely, always professional. Like, yeah, big fans. And now we have Agatha and Monica coming up next year, over the next 2 years. And they are going to preside over a very exciting 2 years, in fairness. I'm sure when they got the gig, they were like...
Thank God.
Yes! Yeah. And the two poor lads, Jose and Dylan, like, you know... just
got all, like, the giving out of...
They got,
walls,
exactly.
walls,
they got
studio.
all the walls, yeah. All the giving out. Speaking of two lads... Oh, best wishes to Agatha and Monica, by the way. Speaking of the two lads, we had Chip and Dale in their autumn outfits in studios. So good. Like, what an inspired... Whoever in the merch department collabed with the character department, like, you know, give that man a can of Coke, or woman, or, you know, whatever they prefer. It was fantastic to see them coming out in studios in the front lot, you know, in their little fleece hoodies or whatever they were, and then sell the plushes and the little fleece hoodies. I thought it was beautiful. They could even do more merch. The two lads in front lot as you come into the park. I know there's a bit of controversy over when they had a famous footballer in, and the famous footballer didn't get the attention that they wanted, really. But I thought that inspired choice of merch plus characters, and yeah, I nothing to say about that. Good. No notes.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Especially because I think the merch line worked well with it, because it was like all actually like the hoodies. I know the hoodies weren't like what the hoodies that they were wearing, but because it was like that time of year. Whereas like when they brought out the Alice in Wonderland merch, like they had a scarf and it was like the middle of summer. It didn't really make sense. And the show was not on in winter time. But to have like the fluffy bag, the fluffy jumpers, like the fluffy headband, it's just like the perfect thing. And then they could just bring it back next year. Like I think they shouldn't keep well, I don't know if it was even still out. I think I did see the bags and some of the stuff. But like they should have put it away after Halloween and then brought it back out.
Yeah, that'd be good, yeah. Maybe change the colours.
Halloween exclusive.
Change the colour every year. And that's what I'd have to do. Yeah. Speaking of the last points about Halloween is that Halloween day and night itself, I always love it because I'm never there, but I always follow on social media, obviously. But they just do so much, and every year the fans are screaming, who aren't there, obviously, are screaming like, "Why is this not the standard all month?" And I say the same, but people tell me that it does cost an awful lot of money. The additional extras they have on the day, you know, the Phantom Manor projections, the kind of smoke effects all throughout Frontierland, all of this costs extra money, like way more characters out. But like, to my response is, why not do kind of semi party days, or just like, say if you knew that every Saturday in October was an enhanced day and ticket prices were up like 50% or something, or 25%. Let's aim lower. And people knew that, so every Saturday it became a thing that every Saturday in October you got, you know, an enhanced Halloween experience. They could do this for Christmas too, by the way. And you know, that covered the cost of it, whatever. Like, I think Disneyland Paris has this strange way of, like, it's a real Irish thing of being shy to ask for more money, and when they do, they get bashed. But they keep on coming out with these premium experiences and not charging anyone for it. And they can if they want to. If they just level with people and say, "Oh, you want a great experience? Here you go. Here's what it costs." You know. I even think the Halloween day and night itself looked better than an AP party.
I thought that too as well.
And we pay 60 quid for that each.
I was like, yeah,
loads of characters, projections. We had the Nightfall fireworks show. That was the boom boom, because they can do the boom boom on Halloween because everyone's doing the boom boom. Even like people's parents are doing the boom boom on Halloween night. So just let it rip, lads. Let it rip. That lovely little bow on Halloween there for another 11 months. And we'll see you on September 26th. Moving then on to all things Yuletide, we have the Christmas AP event, which completely sold out. It's a princess ball type affair. Now, we all know that this AP event, I'll get my negativity out of the way first, okay? This AP event is the worst for the weather, or for the like the temperature of the weather. So like, we all know it kind of rains in March as well, but like the rain and then potentially freezing cold makes it potentially a very difficult night. Now, it's also the night of the toy show, which I felt was an attack on the nation. And as the self-appointed Disneyland Paris Irish ambassador, well, you left the Free State, okay? So you can't be the ambassador anymore. I'll be the ambassador for the Republic, okay? So, like, they put the biggest entertainment night of the year and they put the AP party on that night. Like, somebody had to know. I mean, Christoph Murphy, Senior Vice President of Operations, is an Irishman. And he didn't say, like, he's from Cork, so I won't do the accent, but here we go anyway. No, I won't. Come on, lads. Come on. It's probably
I actually was going to go for this one as well. I haven't been to that one that we went to in 2023, which is kind of wild, but I was actually going to go with this one because even like the Princess Ball, like, that sounds good to me. I would love, though, off topic of this one, I just seen that they did another Disney Channel night in California, and I would love if we had one of them. I know we kind of had one of those. It was like a throwback but I just want full Disney Channel.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the powers that be at Disneyland Paris trust the Disneyland Paris guest community to love like 90s Disney that much.
Yeah. Maybe that is the thing.
Like, I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of the shows only work in English as well. Like a lot of the Disney Channel shows, a lot of the kind of.
I seen something actually. Speaking of things in English, I seen a TikTok Frozen Ever After in English. And I've seen lots of people.
Ashling, that's for later on in the podcast.
No, but okay, well then remind me to come back to it.
If we give people the goods now, they won't stay until the third hour, okay?
Okay, well then remind me to say my point again. Okay, anyways, go on.
I do have an answer for that. So if you'd like to know where the Frozen Ever After is, Os Berla or Os Frankish, you have to wait about. Okay. I'll say in about an hour, probably. Okay. Well, we're hoping to wrap it up fairly soon.
So
this is going to be like a 20-minute podcast. Anyways. This is never going to be a 20-minute podcast. If anyone, I know the Brits are doing podcasts now, but like the Irish cannot keep a podcast under 30 minutes. Okay, we put on the fire, we put the kettle on, and we're in for the night.
We're sitting down for a cat.
Sitting down.
Sitting down.
I'm trying to get this podcast on to like under 18s as well. Holy God! Ashling's meant to be like the kind of voice of the youth here on this podcast. Where were we? Okay, so the Christmas AP party is going to be a good one if they get good weather. And the special events teams at Disneyland Paris is absolutely knocking out the park these days. Again, I'll allude to later on. There was a cast member preview of World of Frozen over the weekend after. Not over the weekend, sorry. So my event was Monday. What day is it? On Tuesday, Wednesday, and I believe Thursday. There was cast member previews of the of everything I saw, basically. Well, apart from the tour, they got to see all sorts of merch, and they got to see special show in the dome and everything. And that little team, I believe now it's a fella called Serge. It's Serge, or it's not Sergio. I think it's Serge. Serge Capriti. Now I don't have the name in front of me. Don't Serge, if you're listening to this, I love your work. Okay, I'll do better at the name. But he, I know for a fact, had a very strong hand in the AP party in September. I believe he either produced or directed one of the shows, and he definitely had a strong hand in that cast member preview event as well. So, like, clearly he's going to get tapped up again for the Christmas AP party. And if he does, y'all are in for a treat. Everyone who's not going, which is basically everyone who isn't Irish. Although I do know that some Irish people are going, which traitor. I'm not sure is a traitor. Yeah, exactly.
I'll say it.
Yeah. So we won't name names, but if you look at the show notes after, we'll put the handle of the people who are going. So best of luck to everyone going to that event. I look forward to the content. Look forward to you all having a good time. I look forward to the next AP party, which, if we set our clocks, should be the third week of March, which is, I'm sorry, but like, that's going to be like, okay, so we have Paddy's Day group chip takeover. Okay, like, we're going to have
Disneyland Paris in March.
We're going to have like some level of previews for World of Frozen, and we're going to have potentially an AP party thrown in the middle of it, and then we're going to have the opening day, and then we're going to have Easter. And then we're going to have April 12th.
So we're all just...
May 4th coming up the rear. Like, that's just like...
I'll pay for that one.
6 weeks of madness.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, is a taxman going to be looking at me going, is this fella resident in France or is this fella resident in Ireland? Okay, so, pop-up surprises. Funny story about this. In my excitement this week, I had pop-up surprise booked for Tuesday morning, and I completely forgot about it. So, what day is today? Today is Friday. That means that Carl and Joy were today. So I was going to get Russell and Sadness, which I'm sad about. If they alternate, I'm not sure who did it, but I didn't get any reminder or nothing. I was just, my head was an absolute scramble Tuesday morning, and I came home, looked at my emails on Wednesday, and I was like, hot dog. Just totally missed it. And I was sitting there in the Market House deli having two cups of Barry's tea.
2 cups of tea.
And a croque monsieur, looking at the snow, singing "John St. Noel," and totally forgot about my. And I love those pop-up surprises. Big fan. Yeah, big fan. Apparently, an Irish fella's in charge of the whole operation of the pop-up surprises. Joseph. Yeah.
That's why it's always good if it's someone Irish. We know we're clicking onto this now.
So my next question for you, Aisling, so I can take a breath and go on mute for about 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Is who would you like for a pop-up surprise next? Who could you think? What would, as well, think about it on a level of, okay, who would you want, but also who would make sense?
Me, very selfishly, this would be like my ideal pair up together. Meet the Robinsons, because they have been out before, so they can come out again. And Hercules and Meg. They're like two of my favourite Disney movies. Unselfishly. And like it makes sense wise, Zootopia 2. It should be like Nick and Judy, and then like 2 other new characters. Like the big, I forget what his name is. No, sorry, to the cheetah. To him.
No idea. I did see the first movie, but I haven't seen it since it came out.
Oh, well, the cheetah in that, he's like he's like a secretary in the police station. He's like,
I do love
and the slot.
Idris Elba, the big bull fella.
Yeah.
Like him too. I don't think he's a character. No.
But I think like marketing wise, obviously Zootopia makes more sense.
Yeah, that's actually hugely inspired because Disneyland Paris does have a love affair with Hercules, big time.
Yeah.
So Hercules, Hades, and Meg would be a nice triple threat there, of rotating in and out. That would draw people in big time.
Me.
Even if you had, I haven't seen Hercules out in a while actually. So definitely Hades and definitely Meg has been out.
I think he was out with Meg at one of the Disney parties, but I don't think it was this year. I think it was last year when I didn't have an annual pass.
But would you like, say if you have Hades, would you like the Hades that is known around Parisian parts, as in like let's just say the Hades in America is more interactive and kind of a lot of put downs? You want the American one?
Yeah, no, I'd want interactive because that's what he's just so funny and he's so witty that makes more sense.
I love the fact the American one, when you slag him off, he turns red. Like he blows a fuse, basically. So good. Love that.
Yeah, that was like my dream too. Meet the Robinsons were there at the last annual pass party or Halloween night, actually. I think it was Halloween night. So that was pretty recent. So they could be at the next one. It would be... Yeah,
like, who else is like hanging around the parks that you never get to actually meet? Like, I'd love personally... Who's it? Sorry again? Miguel was there last year.
Yeah.
At a pop
maybe
surprise.
in his
mariachi
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking in my head there, Buzz. We haven't had Buzz out for a long time. Yeah. Especially in his new outfit. I'm basically thinking, who can they get from together? So Buzz and Lotso, and I mean Bullseye was super popular for the last AP event.
Oh yeah, I can see why he'd be a good one to meet.
Beauty and the Beast.
I know. I'm even trying to think. Yeah,
like Beast and Belle.
That takes away from getting people that are €150 off them to meet. Isn't that who you're meeting in Belle in the?
Well, you're meeting Belle and the Prince.
Ah, he's not the Beast?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He doesn't even sign as Adam. He signs as the Prince.
Oh.
Are you telling me that you thought that the Beast was going around Table de Lumiere?
Yeah, because duh.
He wouldn't fit in the place.
I have not seen anything about that restaurant, to be honest. Except for
grand.
Mary's beautiful videos from the other day. That was it.
Yes.
Because I've no interest in going now.
Shout out to Mary, our pal, who was, and happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
A landmark 40th birthday this week.
21.
If you're listening, Mary, 21 again. If you're listening, fair play to you, and lots of love to yourself and Will. Now moving on to Christmas season, which we are currently still in as we record this on like November 27th, is it? I don't know what day it is. 28th.
Yeah.
I do know, for my research purposes, it's 121 days to the World of Frozen opening. I know. And, like, tomorrow, when the podcast actually comes out, it'll be 120 days. So that's exciting. Right, exciting. Christmas season. Sorry, we're back again.
Yeah.
Christmas season has been a bit of a mixed bag because your day starts off with you being harassed by the Lavazza team into like, you know, subconsciously buying a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Which, like, I'm all for, right? And it makes sense if you're gonna, like, obviously it costs money to bring Mrs. Claus out like that.
Yeah.
But, like, during the music festival, we didn't have such. When Mary Poppins did her morning bands, the Merry Band, you know, the kind of, what do they call it in the gazebo? You know, that didn't need to be sponsored by, you know, Mr. Pricer or something, like, you know. So, I mean, listen, I want to have a great park. I don't mind sponsorship at all. Like, we have...
Yeah, Pandora used to do, was it Illuminations and, like, different things like that. Fine.
Exactly. And, like, now, just splattered around the park, probably going to have Phantom Manor, like, sponsored by, like, I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, something scary. Something scary. Sponsored by the ESB or something.
Coin.
So Lavazza, basically, so I was slagging this off for a few weeks, and it was in good faith, okay. But then, just on Tuesday morning of this week, I did my morning in the park, you know, after the Monday, which was very was a lot. Okay, we'll get to that later. We're 30 minutes in, we haven't even got to the World of Frozen yet. So yeah, I was in Town Square. I was, like, you know, hanging out by the big door that the characters come in and out of, waiting for Mrs. Claus. And then the first fella comes out, the citizens of Main Street fella.
His name is Levette.
You're joking me.
No.
So his name is Levette and his wife is called Lavazza.
I think I'm 99% sure. I'll try find the video where he was telling someone at the front what his name was, but I'm 90% sure it was Levette, and I didn't even click until right now that Levette.
Mind blowing. So it all was good faith for me and good spirits, right? So he came out with his little basket, and I was just there kind of filming, you know, get some drive by kind of, you know, just like nice little bit of content there. Give a wave, you know, say Happy Christmas and have a nice day and all this. He hightails it over to me with his little basket and shoves a brochure for Lavazza in my face. Well, not in my face. That's an exaggeration. Like, you know, shoves it in my hand basically, and like that's clearly his job, just to hand out those flyers, and that just felt really weird. Now, Mrs. Claus herself was delightful. She was lovely.
She's amazing, and we both had Mrs. Claus.
Yes, as she came out, you know, it's like as if the whole place just became a marshmallow land, and you know, everything turned bright, and she was just lovely. Like,
and
very
my
nice.
Little cousins were very impressed because along our line of, like, waiting at the front, she's the real Mrs. Claus, like, we know this.
Duh.
She knows all of the languages, but she spoke Italian, Spanish.
Stop.
And then seen us and said, "Yous are Irish." I was like,
no
okay,
way.
big Irish in us.
Big mallet heads.
and then she was obviously just speaking English as well, but it was crazy. So obviously Mrs. Claus knows all the languages, but this Mrs. Claus
clearly
was speaking to all the different children along the whole way.
That's brilliant. I love that.
Cool. Loved it.
Absolutely love that. Like, I know it makes me nervous that, like, you know, obviously I still think I'm young and I'm going to get a job one day in Disneyland Paris, and always the question in my head is do you have to have all the languages to get, you know? So it's good to know that you kind of, some people actually do take it very seriously and can do that, because that's an amazing talent to be able to reel off multiple languages like that.
Yeah.
But so I didn't see the show itself, but I do love the Snope on Main Street. I didn't manage to get any of the snacks. In fairness, it wasn't a Christmas trip. I will have a more Christmassy themed trip in about 2 weeks. If you're following my account. If you're not following my account, Like,
What are you doing?
What are you doing? I mean, like, who's gonna listen to this podcast who doesn't follow me? In fairness,
Come from a link on Instagram.
about 0.5% of my followers listen to this podcast. So I don't know who listens to this that doesn't follow me, or you. In fairness, so Christmas, love it. Any other comments about Christmas?
No, I would just I do understand for Tinkerbell's advent calendar why it is staggered out to the 1st of December, because it's a countdown. Makes sense. However, just keeping the princess show until whatever date and the tree lighting ceremony till the 21st, which was when we were there. So they closed the park early the day before because they were practicing it. And they were practicing it because we could hear it on the walk to Santa Fe. But yeah, I think that was a bit random. I do understand staggering it out for the likes of us would probably help make you come back again. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about like staggering out so many things that if someone goes 1 week and then someone goes the week after and then they suddenly have like 2 extra things that you couldn't go to.
Yeah.
But, I would like to see maybe like not anything like a big massive new thing, but maybe like changing up the Christmas show a little bit, add a new song, add a new character, something like that. Have the gingerbread man. That was actually something I was thinking, that the gingerbread man should just be like running around the place because they're cute in the parade and they're
just roaming. Yeah, imagine if you had roaming characters in Disneyland Paris. People would bite the gingerbread man.
That's what's going to happen to Olaf.
Stop. Don't mention no, spoiler. But I'm not like, I'm on cloud nine here all week, right? But I think that the tree lighting ceremony was a massive disappointment. I watched the DLP report YouTube of this tree lighting ceremony, or the so-called tree lighting ceremony.
But it used to just play every 15 minutes or something for like an hour or two last year.
It's called tree lighting ceremony. It does not involve a tree lighting at all.
Oh.
So it's basically Let's Sing Christmas in Town Square.
Oh, I
that's lovely.
That.
Yeah. Go on DLP Report YouTube and just check it out. It's about 10-15 minutes. Nearly all the songs apart from All I Want for Christmas Is Mickey are played. You know, you have Clarabelle does her song and the characters are up on the train station, and then you have the kind of humans down in the gazebo.
Yeah.
And it's nice, but like, I don't know why you're staggering that. Like, I think it's just logistics.
Yeah. Maybe.
But yeah, Advent has to start 1st of December, obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The princess shows as well. I don't know why they're not started at the same time. It's probably something to do with scheduling. Princesses are busy ladies, you know.
They are very busy. Them virtual queues has them booked up all day.
They're virtually wrecked. They are. So yeah, Christmas. I didn't even make it. I made it into the Disneyland Hotel, but I got very stressed about getting to the airport on time because my train that I had booked. Luckily, I looked at the app, and the train was delayed by like 2 hours. So I had to instantly book an Uber, and that wasn't a nice experience. I'm used to a very, very nice transfer company, and that Uber was actually okay. Bear in mind, it was the same brand of car that my transfer company uses.
Yeah. But
just the Uber was not a nice experience. I don't know what happened there. So sorry, my car just turned itself off because I'm gonna turn my car on if I can. No, I can't. Okay, I think I'm stuck in my car now. Anyway. So yeah, I was nearly seasick getting into the airport. It wasn't a good situation, but I've totally lost why the morning of, I was in DLH and I was like, do you know what, I'll get the €15 hot chocolate because I love it, but then I chickened out because I wanted to get to the airport and just like be 5 hours early for my airplane.
Why not?
Even though I had the next day off work as well, because I figured my wife's good sense knew that I was going to be wrecked. Yeah, Mrs. DLP knew that I was going to be wrecked. She knows me too well, and made me take the day off work after I came back, knowing that I was just going to be wrecked. Absolutely.
I need the editing time.
I just sent it all to you. So finishing off our roundup, the sports bar reopened, which I believe is the heart and soul of Disney Village for our community of like, you know, content creators slash Disney adults slash just good vibe people. You know, love the sports bar.
Looks good.
I didn't die after a pint of Guinness. I didn't risk the Guinness the night before the event because I couldn't risk it, because you know you get a bad pour Guinness and then you're not good for walking the next day.
Yeah, I know.
So I had 2 Coronas. If you'd like to sponsor the podcast, Corona, please do. It's bringing right back to my, like, you know, late teens. 2 Corona extra with the lime and everything.
With the lime.
Exactly. But curiously enough, right, so this is on like a Sunday night and we got kicked out. We got shuffled on out of the place like 3 times in a row. So we got moved out from the inside. We were told, oh, please can you sit outside, the place is closing down. And we're like, okay, that's grand, we'll sit outside with our drinks that just got here. And then we sat outside and then they were like, oh, please finish your drinks, the whole place is closing. And we're like, oh, you service then like at 10 to 11 if you're going to stop the whole place at 11. So then I was in a group of 4. 2 went to the bathroom. We waited for them to come back, and like we were even told to get out of like the sports bar, you know, perimeter, that they're going to close the gates, and we were like, this is just so bizarre. And so in fairness, it was mostly security, the private security that were moving us on. I think there's still some construction work going on late at night in and around the sports bar, particularly to do with that Pele soccer store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, as soon as we got out, people in high vis moved in with hard hats and, like, you know, that sort of thing.
We were holding up the whole work crew.
We were. My Corona Extra and my tater tots. Tater tots were delicious, by the way. If you want a real foodies review of the sports bar food, please check out at Andy's Magic and Snacks. I don't even try to compare to Andy's level of analysis. No. And kind of, you know, she actually knows what she's talking about. I'm really satisfied by, like, you know, bangers and mash. So if you're looking for a more refined taste and someone who actually knows what you're talking about, please check out Andy's Magic and Snacks. Right. Yeah. Speaking of the meat and bones of the thing, we are moving on to my day at the World of Frozen world exclusive media event, November 24th. You know, I knew this was a big deal. I did not know it was this big a deal. Like, I was hyping it up. It was huge. It felt like the world was watching that day. It honestly felt like so for context here, I attended. This is my second visit to Adventure Way, by the way. This is my second visit down. Just in case you didn't know, in case you weren't listening to the podcast in March, April of this year, and when we walked down in April, we got no pictures, nothing. It was very much a construction site, total lockdown. We got one picture with in world premiere, just with the neon behind us, and then that was it. We didn't go halfway around the lake. We didn't go nowhere. We didn't go into the Regal View. Nothing. There was no evidence apart from someone who was up on parachute drop and who saw me holding my little bag and my high-vis vest and my hard hat. There was no evidence that I was even there that day. But my God, this was a different kettle of fish. This was deep, a deep reveal. That doesn't sound kind of dirty, but I don't know how else to do this apart from just talking about how my day went.
Yeah.
So the morning of, I hightailed it straight into studios to do a very kind of nervous. I was half asleep, and I was like, "It's November 24th. You know what that means, folks?" And I was like, "Oh, this looks terrible," but like, I had to get the hype out there because my eyes were still asleep after the 2 Coronas. So posted that video. Yeah, that was grand, and then hung out with Andy and Catherine and a few others. And Andy was doing her usual pictures of the red velvet cupcake and everything. I was maybe having a bite here and there of the cupcake, not of Andy. And then we had our cup of tea in world premiere. By the way, if you want a cup of Barry's, you can just ask for hot water in Searchlight and then go get your milk over in the Hollywood Gardens. Ergo presto.
Barry's, obviously.
Bring your own Barry's. BYOB. And then came, I'm going to say, like kind of 12:30, 1:45. And I went with my worldly belongings down to La Dome, which is the kind of event center beside McDonald's. And we met our representative from Inside Ears outside the Earl of Sandwich, because that's where you meet important people, outside the Earl of Sandwich. As we were meeting and as we were taking the roll call for like if everyone was there, you know, who walks past only Natasha Rafalski and Bruce Vaughan, who is the global president and chairperson of Walt Disney Imagineering. Now, that should have been
sign number one.
A sign, yeah. When, like, you know, I would kind of like Bruce Vaughan would be of the level, I think that's very close to being the level of Josh D'Amaro, like the world head of Walt Disney Imagineering. Everything reports into him, I believe, for Walt Disney Imagineering. And that would have been, like, I was just happy to be there. And I was like, oh, look, an American. And then, so we did our roll call, you know, I was in the English speaking group for Inside Ears. There was also a French speaking group. My chaperone, Sandra, lovely lady, absolutely, we're besties now. I gave her a lot of my opinions about a lot of things that day. She was cursing me because, you know, I'm very easily distracted, and I also kind of get chatting to a lot of people very quickly, and people say, oh, Stuart, nice to meet you again, blah blah, and then she's trying to keep, you know, her little 10 people together, and she's there, oh, Stuart's gone missing again. I was like a little puppy going around the place, and she was like Stuart, you stay with me, please. and I was like, yeah, I probably should stay with her if I want to do this tour. So we went into the dome, you know, we had little canapes, it was nice little drinks and stuff like that, and then we got our little gift pack, that was lovely. The gift pack had our high-vis vest, that was exciting, in the little bag. It's Disney Adventure World branded tote bag, of course, and we got a notepad, and we got Disney Adventure World notepad, Disney Adventure World pen. These are all world exclusive, by the way. You cannot buy.
Sign number 2 that it was going to be big if you were getting handed Adventure World merch. In there, in the little like kind of waiting area, holding area, there was just like dignitaries of Disneyland Paris all around. There was I don't know if you know Giona, the ambassador from COVID times. So Giona was pretty much single-handedly a DLP ambassador during COVID. I believe there was 2, but I believe for personal circumstances the other ambassador had to drop out. And Giona was very popular. He did all these videos during COVID of, like, I think he interviewed Natasha on the teacups when like the park was completely empty, you know, during the day and stuff. Yeah.
Big fan of Giona. Giona's a big like cult figure and is you know, making moves upwards in Disneyland Paris, post ambassador role. And then, as I said, Christoph Murphy as well. I think he's vice president of operations. Again, I know I have Google in front of me here. Don't sue me if I get these things wrong. It's hard to know exactly who everybody is. But more importantly, he's an Irishman. And he's from Cork. The Cork accent has probably gone a little bit. But when he heard I was Irish and he remembered me, it kind of came back in a little bit. I asked him 2 things. I asked him, can we get a bit of Gaeilge into Small World? And I asked him, how do we get Barry's into Market House Deli?
Yeah.
So we're working on that. If you see Small World with Irish ever in my lifetime, I am claiming that as my doing, and I will retire like Thanos on my chair in my farm, and I will say my work here is done.
Yeah.
And then I met Morgan Kiesling, who was instrumental in Disney Tales of Magic. I last saw Morgan. I first saw her at the Inside Ears Christmas party last year, where she introduced, you know, the background of the different of how Tales of Magic kind of flowed as a show, and all the different aspects. You know, the way Tales of Magic goes. The magic for loved ones, the magic, you know, the kind of different segments. Yeah. So I saw Morgan again at the September AP event, while I was dressed as let's call him Endgame Thor. And I went up and I said, Morgan, nice to meet you again. She was like, oh my God, get away from me. No, she wasn't. She's very nice. I did send her a message after and say, by the way, that was me as Thor. And so this time she remembered me. So that was nice. And then just like every 2 seconds, as I said, I was just distracted by who was walking past me. It was like, because we were the first, like it was the first time that we were going into the dome to get this kind of reveal. So down into the dome we went. There's a little circular stage in the middle. That was clearly a stage. All around the stage was
cast members were having their previews
yes.
on that stage.
So that's where Elsa was stood on the stage and it lit up. We didn't get that part. But we got something very different. And so towards one side was a kind of a 2D, 3D, background of Arendelle. And we were told, obviously the cameras were all facing that way. All the big cameras were facing that way. So we were like, okay, I'll move over that way. And it was absolutely roasting that room as well. And we were all dressed for, North Mountain basically. Yeah. So I had to strip down. I had a fleece. I had a lagging jacket. I had thermal socks on. I had everything. Stripping off I was. And then all around the room was previews of like cast member outfits for the different lands, merchandise. There was a Tangled boat ride vehicle. Lots of stuff. So we settled in, and then Natasha Rafalski came on with Bruce Vaughan, and they gave the usual kind of huge investment for Disneyland Paris. We're so excited to show you what we have in the store, yada yada yada. And then they introduced some special friends. Out came Anna and Elsa, both lovely, and they were like, "Oh, we wanted to invite you to see more of Arendelle today," and it was like excitement building, whatever. Next thing there's dry ice, fog, smoky pumped into the bottom of the stage area, so you couldn't really see over like 2 feet, anything over 2 feet tall. I just thought it was like an Elsa effect, And Elsa and Anna then turn around, and there's Olaf standing beside them.
Crazy.
And okay, like we didn't know this. There was no post from Natasha later on in the day. Like we didn't know. I was looking for a big long stick, basically.
Yeah,
that Olaf was going to be on. I was looking at what's going on here, and then the smoke kind of cleared, and it's like, oh no, that's just Olaf. It was
crazy.
Mental. It just dawned. Everyone collectively was looking around, going, "This is a world exclusive. This is like we're the first people outside of like super intern and secret people to see this." It was crazy. So it was so funny. Like Josh Gad was clearly heavily involved with the voicing. I don't know what they're going to do for French. I don't know. Who knows? But Josh Gad was the voice. He was hitting all the notes. Like he was like, yeah, why? Guys, look at my Instagram. It's all there. And we were all just blown away. And then the Queens left the stage with Olaf, and we were like, what have we just seen? This is amazing. And that was the start of the day. So we got to look around the room a bit. No pictures at all inside the room. I was walking around taking voice notes of what I was looking at, and I was like understandably shouted at for looking like it was videoing, but I actually wasn't. I was just taking a voice note just for memory. And then again, I lost my chaperone, Sandra, God love her. She was like, Stuart. So then we walked from the dome beside McDonald's down to Walt Disney Studios Park. I saw the gate open right in the middle, and I was like, oh, we're walking through the middle of the gate. This is so, just the little things for me. I'm easily pleased, So they were checking our wristbands. We had either black or white wristbands with Disney Adventure World, little cloth wristbands. On the way out of the dome, we were given free water because it was so warm. I think they were afraid of people like falling over. So they were checking our wristbands going through the middle of. It's funny because we didn't have a park ticket. Do you know?
In.
Yeah, like obviously I had my AP, which I got in. I actually parked hop 3 times that morning before going to the event. I went in the studios, over to the park, back to studios again, and so we didn't have a park ticket. Yeah, you want to just slip off and do like Tower of Terror, you could have, and then you would have missed the tour. But anyway, so we then went. The door was open straight down the middle, Adventure Way, and that's where we got. Yeah, we put on our high vis and. Everyone was like, sorry, can we keep these? Because, like, why couldn't we keep them? Because who else is going to use them? Exactly. So questions were raised, and then we were told, yeah, you can actually keep them. And that was like, this is like the best day ever. And it's like, yeah, like the day hasn't even started yet, and it's the best day ever. So we were told we could not film walking down Adventure Way. I think it's mostly because of the up construction that's going on.
Yeah.
So then we went. We were the first group. I don't know why. We were the first group to like proceed down Adventure Way. We went. I think there was about 6 groups that worked on like a clock face going around. There was like 6 stations all around the place. Probably less than that. And now they'll explain it. Maybe 5 stations. So we hightailed it all the way down to Arundel, and you can kind of like we're walking down, huge big eyes, like, oh my god, I've been there before, okay, so it wasn't a big deal for me. But we turned left, went down Adventure Way, we went clockwise around the lake. We passed by the station where they were going to explain the drone show later on. Got a few heckles off an Irish fella at that station, okay?
Was trouble with that one.
I said, I'm coming back to you. Just hang on there and come back to you. So hightailed it down to Arundel. We were like, wow, we're in Arundel. This is actually from the movie. And we went straight into the shop. So do I have a few notes here about the merch? Probably not. I had his name, Jean David Park, I think is his name. Sorry, my phone is somewhere here. I will just Google it. Talk amongst yourself there for a second, Aisling.
I'm looking too. I can't see anything about anyone's names.
Sorry, I did Google.
No, but the merch looks amazing. You can see the merch in Stuart's highlight on Instagram, I'm going to guess, because I don't think you have a merch up in a reel properly.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, you're back.
Jean David Mark, Director of Merchandise and Retail at Disneyland Paris. So, like, the top dude for merchandise, basically. We went into, I think it's called the Fjord shop. Again, we don't have names, I don't think, for the shops. Maybe one of them. But anyway, long story short, he was there with a screen and loads of merch in the little shop. The shop was no bigger, about half the size of the Pirates shop. Do you know, like very small.
Is that the rides shop?
No. There's a different shop.
Another one.
There's another shop. So as you walk into Arundel, you walk past the Friendship Fountain. Nordic Crown is on your left, and this shop is on your right, just kind of by itself.
Yeah.
And behind that shop is the harbour.
Yeah.
So we went in, and immediately he was like, "There's a basket of merch. If you want to try it on, go for it." I was like, I was like straight over putting on the hat, putting on the flippy hat, the kind of pump hat with the ears, the Sven hat, yeah. And then there was ears, the little snowman from Frozen
Love
Fever.
That. So
Loved
good.
It. So then he gave us a presentation on the merch. He gave us a presentation on the food. Key points: the merch is going to be as if it was handmade in Arundel, which is like really noticeable. Everything is knitted. Everything is like carved.
Stuff
yeah, it's all like
so good.
Like, let's be honest,
Anna's dress.
It's like not getting made. It's not getting made at a artisan market in leafy Paris. This is coming from abroad, obviously, to charge under €200 per product, but the way it's designed, it's meant to look extremely unique and kind of once off, and then we were introduced to Runa. Runa is the troll.
So cute.
And Runa immediately started talking, and we were like, sorry, what? We've just seen Olaf like alive, and now there's a troll talking to us in a little room with like 40 people in a tiny room. So Runa started talking, and then we were explained to us that Runa is the first of its kind. I don't know if they have Runa in other Disney parks, but the first of its kind interactive and environment aware. I'm not going to say animatronic, but toy. So robot toy at a Disney park. So so you can talk to Runa, and Runa will interact and whatever, and Runa will be one-on-one with you. Okay. Then if you introduce another Runa, the little indicator light, I think it's in the hair, in the little like troll hair on top of the head.
Yeah.
That changes colour so that it's synchronized with another Runa, and then
Cool.
they talk back and forth. The third method is that when you bring Runa into like Frozen Ever After, they start interacting with the ride.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Getting all the scoops. Here we go.
It's like
Yeah.
like when the wands match up with like
Exactly.
the fireworks or something.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, she's 100% on my buy list.
Probably have to buy two, in fairness now.
Just to stand them in front of each other.
Yeah, it's a bit of company at night time. So we then got to look around. You know, we saw Spirit jerseys. We saw a Loungefly, which has broken the internet. The black one with the kind of rose smalling.
Yeah.
Everyone's loving that. And there was lovely pins, huge pins. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we got
Sunflower Festival, the big massive
Sunflower. Yeah, no, it's not Snowflower Festival. Sorry, I keep on mispronouncing it. The snow. So the village of Arendelle, when you experience it, is going to be constantly in a celebration of the Snowflower Festival. It's the celebration, pretty much like, you know, like after Frozen 1. It's like, so
Yeah.
we did ask, okay, is World of Frozen set during Frozen 1 or Frozen 2? And kind of like Avengers Campus, it's taking the best of both. It's not really they're not really saying that, okay, like obviously we saw Anna and Elsa in their Frozen 2 outfits.
Yeah.
But there are key points from Frozen 1 that are very enjoyable, and, you know, they're going to pick those. So that's like, you know, multiverse. Do you know, like,
Yeah.
it's not like cinematic canon or continuity. It's just, you have to kind of go, okay, I'm in a theme park here.
The vibe. It's the vibe.
Well, the same way that you go into Avengers Campus and you see T'Challa, and you're like, dude, we cried over you. So we did not get, so in that merch shop, yeah, we looked around all the stuff, and then we left, and we then made our way again clockwise around to a kind of it's a kind of a rectangular gazebo. If you're looking at the lake, it's like 3:00 on the lake, and we got to also walk over the bridge that opens, you know, for the barges to come out for the night show. Now, I believe someone told me, not anyone working for Disneyland Paris, but someone who knows a lot about Disneyland Paris in my group, and they did say that they had adapted the barges to come in and out so that the barge doesn't need to open, but the bridge can open.
Bridge can.
Yeah, it opens at 90-degree kind of swing level.
Which it would make more sense to not open it, because then would they not need extra security and people like around to open it and close it?
Yeah, now there is gates at either end of the bridge. You can see them there. They were kind of tucked away for safety.
But do we trust people with gates at Disneyland Paris? No, 'cause on the fireworks, everyone jumps over the gates.
I know, and there's little huts. There's little like security huts, like one person security huts, so that the person doesn't get like frozen while they're waiting. Sorry, that shop is called the Fjord View Shop. I have it here in my notes. So we walked over then to the little thing, and we met the lovely Matteo Borghi. Matteo is the hugely talented show director, I believe. Again, sorry, I'm not good at titles and everything. But
go to LinkedIn
again,
if you're looking for anything like
yeah, like the kind of, you know, he's behind the Alice show. Basically, lots of shows that are hugely immersive and all encompassing. Matteo is, check him out on Instagram and all socials. Very open, lovely fella. So he walked us through the Harbour Show, which is going to be called A Celebration in Arendelle. It's a 15-minute show with 3 custom Viking longships built by the French shipyard. I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, Kuach, or I don't know how to pronounce that. But as well as the unbelievable, so all the 3 barges are going to have different characters on the barges, and again, it's a celebration of the Snowflower Festival. This has an original song created by Christian Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez. Like,
exciting.
This is like, imagine getting like Lin-Manuel Miranda to do your music for a theme park. This is like top level. Like, the Lopez's are actually hugely involved with Frozen 3 at the moment at a kind of a artistic level, not just the music. They're kind of like the beating soul of the movies. So to have them do the original music for this celebration is unbelievable.
Very exciting.
Very exciting. We spoke to Matteo about that show. We spoke to Matteo about other entertainment. He confirmed that Anna and Elsa will be a virtual queue. He confirmed that Frozen Ever After will be in English, as per the name of the attraction is in English. There are other key points, by the way, throughout Disney Adventure World that are in French, but Frozen Ever After will be in English, which I know is going to be a huge win for a lot of families coming from Ireland, because when I first went with my kids to see Disney Illuminations, and we were going to hit that note, and I went, Libere, delivery. Yeah. My daughter was like, yeah, what? What's that, Daddy? So I had to quickly plug her into Duolingo. And so Matteo gave a lovely presentation. We got to see on screen, we got to see the photo pass pictures of Anna and Elsa. It was just,
they're in Frozen 2 outfits.
Well, like they were on that day, and they were in the promotional pictures. Yes, Frozen 2 outfits. I mean, they can change them if they want. Do you know? Yeah. I don't know. I would say so. If the promotional material at this stage now, but maybe like, I don't know, in a year or two they might switch back to Frozen 1 outfits for a season, or when Frozen 3 comes out, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Frozen 4, Frozen 5, Frozen 16. Who knows? Give me all the Frozens. I'm all about it. The other name of the shop, sorry, just to go back, is the Arendelle Boutique. That's that's very close to the Nordic Crowns Tavern, which is the quick service. I'll get back to that later also. So making our way then, we left Matteo and said au revoir, and we went into the Regal View restaurant, which absolutely blew me away. I was not expecting this level of attention to detail, of classiness. Like the whole place is heightened, literally and figuratively. So we went in, we had the lovely Bowie Fass. You'll know Bowie as one half of the geniuses behind the world premiere kind of update and renovation that was done. They got split up, Bowie and Andy, but they were back together by the end of the night. So Bowie is from the Netherlands, I believe. Again, this is off the top of my head here. I don't have notes on this. And he was very, very excited. The fact that when you walk into the Regal View restaurant, there are 9 plates manufactured by the Royal Delft from the Netherlands. Again, you can Google this while I'm talking, please, so I don't make myself into an absolute fool. But yeah, that was a huge connection for him. When you go into on the right, it's with reservation. On the left, it's without reservation.
Yeah.
So we were then walked down the corridor. In the corridor, you have, I'm going to say paintings, more like artwork. Artwork of the princesses. You have vases of the princesses too, like huge, big, tall, 3 foot tall vases, which are going to get smashed, obviously, by some courier. But then the Regal View restaurant unveils itself with like easily 25 feet tall windows, floor to ceiling, but classy floor to ceiling windows, not like modern skyscrapers. Flooding light. We must have went in at about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and the sun at that stage was
the sunset when you on all your videos, and looked
directly.
So good.
The sun was directly probably behind the Lion King land, kind of North Mountain area, so it was just straight in. And I just couldn't believe it. There's a mural all the way down the side of the Regal View restaurant. All the place settings are gorgeous. The seats, everything. There's so much space. Like amazing. For the princesses in there are going to have like full on space to wear whatever they want. Because the way in Lumiere's and Disneyland Hotel, they had to bring out like adapted dresses so that they're a bit tighter. And Bowie was very, very proud of the place. He delivered it. I love delivery. Okay, I love production delivery when someone holds back, and then reveals something in the perfect moment with the perfect like tone of voice and everything. And Bowie Fass, hats off to you. It was fantastic. I love that. I love it. We then made our way into I had a fit check in the window. Remember that the mirror? Yeah, I love that. So then we went into the Regal View Lounge, which is to the left of the building. Again, that's I don't say not like a quick service. It's a bar. It's the first bar in a Disney park in France, in Disneyland Paris. So that's going to serve like snacks and cocktails, and we got to see some of the food that was spinning around under a glass bowl. And again, Andy's Magic and Snacks, go check out her deep dive. When it comes, she'll be all over it. But I was just obsessed with the view. There's multiple tables, and as well as that in the restaurant and the lounge, there's multiple tables at the windows, which we weren't told is going to be like reserved for particularly like paid premium viewing or whatever. But if you're there for the night show, holy moly, that's
so good.
Like, just keep the cocktails coming, and I'm going to have the night of my life watching this. Apparently there's 14 new food spots all around Disney Adventure World. 14.
That's crazy.
Like, obviously we have...
Does that include little, like, stalls? Okay. But still, that sounds like a lot. In comparison to what's there now, if you think about it.
It's a very large area. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very large area. So, Regal View Restaurant and Lounge, table service, princess dining, new exclusive gowns for Ariel, Aurora, etc. Hand-painted royal deft porcelain, Alsace, is that how you say it? Ironwork canopy. Or that's Alsace area in France, isn't it? Oh God, I'm so uneducated. Yeah, maybe. It's the first ever bar inside Disney Park, Disney Paris Park. Princess themed cocktails and lake views. And after that, well, after picking up our jaws off the floor, we made our way to Rapunzel's Tangled Spin. And I'd have to tell you, we were invited to get into the ride vehicles, and I was like, there was people in behind the control room, like pressing buttons and everything. And I was like, are we going here, lads? Are we going? Am I going to get like the first go at this ride ever? But unfortunately, no. That's okay. It didn't happen. And we were given iPads, and then the lovely Andy Martin. Again, Andy is one half of the Andy and Bowie show from World Premiere. Andy is an absolute gent. They kind of remembered my face. I don't expect people to remember me, but that's why I wear the same hat everywhere. They remembered me from April 12th, and Andy spoke us through all the developments at Rapunzel's Tangled Spin. It's way more than just a teacups copy and paste. You've seen my videos. There's a huge mural of Rapunzel inside the ride. The music is, again, we have Mandy Moore back. Like what? We have the Lopez's, we have Mandy Moore, we have a bespoke 40-minute Abbey Road like general music for Venture Way. Like, they've gone to town on the details here, folks. Oh, take a breath, Stuart. So Tangled Spin, yeah, we're just going to spin around, and but Andy also got to give us, which was brand new information to us, that the best parts of the Disney Music Festival are returning to Adventure Way and the Gazebo Gardens. We are going to be getting Minnie, we are going to be getting Miguel, and it's just
Mary Poppins. I was thinking,
yeah,
is it a lot of sense. It's Mary Poppins Gardens, so
makes a lot of sense. But it's great to know that, because like I felt that Disney Music Festival, if it was one and done, I was like, what is doing that? Like, like when I watched it for the first time, I was like, this can hardly be a one short run, and then that's it. Like, the costumes, like Minnie's Marching Band especially, was just like so good. And like everyone, even like, because I think the thing with that one was most people didn't know what was happening on like the main parade. Like, everyone, if you're like don't know anything about Disney, you're coming to Disney, you know there's a parade. But that one was kind of one where everyone was like, oh my god, and like standing watching it and coming in at the last minute and all standing around watching it. But like the costumes and everything for that, like it couldn't have been one. So it was definitely, that had to be the trial run to see how everyone liked it. Yeah, like, can you imagine like Adventure Way is like a Champs-Elysees style street, okay? And Minnie's going to be owning that area. It's going to be like thousands of people watching the show instead of just
so good
a couple of hundred on Main Street over in
Yeah.
Disneyland Park. Another aspect that hasn't been talked about much is what Adventure World does, what the lake area does to the park in general. So it creates a crossroad with a brand new entrance to Toy Story Playland. Okay,
That looks so good as well.
And we were when we were walking down Adventure Way first time, we were winding back an hour. Sorry, for the first time we walked back Adventure Way, Woody is talking to you. So the statue of Woody talks. Yeah, same as Buzz.
Nice.
So I assume Jessie will too, unconfirmed.
Yeah.
But why not?
Probably.
Again, to flip back again, Mandy Moore has recorded not only the song for Rapunzel's Tangled Spin, but also the announcements.
That's so good.
Like, that's just lovely. Like,
I love her.
Keep talking, Mandy. Like, so the crossroad is going to run from Toy Story Playland over to Avengers Campus.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is like creating connectivity between the whole park. It's not just like, okay, we're sticking a circle down the end and then you have an old park and a new park. They've used the new park and potentially future developments to kind of reinvent how you move around the park entirely. Like, you can enter the lake area, we all know, from Cars Road Trip.
Yeah.
So there's a total kind of 360 going around, which kind of echoes Disneyland Park in the genius of Disneyland Park, the kind of spoken hub effect. But wow, what a difference. So that was excuse me, that was Rapunzel's Tangled Spin. We then left that ride area, and is there anything else I was thinking about Rapunzel's Tangled Spin? Blah 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 blah. So then we went around the lake again, and we finally settled with the Irish fella that was heckling me earlier. We got I'm gonna say I recorded the whole thing, an 8-minute presentation by, I'm happy to call him my friend, Ben Spalding, producer of live entertainment at Disneyland Paris, otherwise known as the Drone King.
We're all big fans of Ben here.
Huge fans.
Big
so
fan.
we were walking in. Oh, it was so funny. He was like, "Where's everyone from?" And I knew he was getting at here. So he went around, and people were like, "Oh, I'm Italian," and then was like, "Oh, I'm Spanish," and "Oh, I'm French," and like, anybody here speak anything else? And like, where are you from? And some fella goes, "I'm British," and he goes, "I don't speak British, sorry." And I was like, "Oh, banter." And he was like, "You, Stuart, where are you from?"
Your name?
And then I'm from Ireland, and he goes, "Good man." So he gave a great 8-minute presentation about oh man, it blew my mind. Like, I'm just so proud of him. Like, so the new show is going to be called Disney Cascade of Lights. It's a park closing spectacular. So when Disney Adventure World closes, that's when the event occurs. You're going to be doing well now if Disney Adventure World closes an hour before Disneyland Park, which I don't think it will. With it being now a full day park, I don't think they're going to have an excuse to close it early. But if it is an hour earlier, I don't know if you're going to get like that. That's a good kilometre walk from the lake and then a kilometre back into the castle again.
Yeah.
Probably. So it's the world first aquatic and aerial drone ballet, I'm going to call it. 379 drones by Dronesis. These are new generation drones, a mixture of aerial drones and water drones. So the drones are going to be on the surface of the water and in the sky. Whew, this is just, I'm getting goosebumps here, folks. So you can imagine a 360 lake show, but they've been completely unshackled by the fact that this is not at the castle.
Yeah.
They can fly drones whatever way they want to on the water, because when they drop, they fall on the water. So we got to hold the new generation drones. They've been developed by Dronesis in collaboration with Dronesis specifically for this show. Again, Ben said this was a first in the world where drones had been specifically like collaborated with a drone manufacturing company and a drone specialist to create drones only for your show. Like, they had to go out and say, we want these to work on water, over water, like throughout water. And when I got to hold one, you can clearly see there's like foam in the drone, so that if a drone falls, it just floats on the water. Like this is thinking up there, folks. This is upstairs for dancing. Yeah. As well, Ben was very excited by the fact that they can run drones pretty much at eye level. So when you're at the lake, for example, you're going to see a drone coming at you. Like, it's going to stop. Now, it's going to stop 20 meters in front of you, which is a fair distance, but still, you're going to see movement at eye level coming towards you. You're not just like sitting back and looking up in the sky anymore. This is like, God. So we have water screens, we have choreographed fountains, giant projections, pyrotechnics, a 90-piece orchestra score recorded at Abbey Road Studios of a new original song, We Can Be Heroes. This is not like, it's not that one. But what Ben explained was that it was, the brief was to give it a sense of adventure and the fact that, anyone can be a hero. And they, we use like Moana. That. Yeah.
New name and everything.
We have Moana, we have the Avengers. We have Up, we have Mulan. Like, love it.
Hercules again.
Yeah, Hercules. Moana.
Two of them together.
I didn't see Zootopia, but apparently Zootopia's in there too. According to my notes here.
Your sources.
My sources. And oh man, what else? Like, it's just I'm so chuffed for this. This is gonna be like, I know we've gotten material by Disneyland Paris kind of previewing the show, but nothing is going to be there. There are hundreds of sky tracers all around the lake, based on top of the buildings.
Yeah,
you're going to have those flooding the area. You're going to have drones, like the manta ray coming out of the water, like to Moana. Oh, by the way, just spoiler. So we got to use virtual reality headsets and to see a minute or two of the show, which is crazy. Honestly,
like a CGI or like not AI, because I know people love to call it AI, but was that like a mock-up of the show, or was that that they filmed that somewhere else?
No, I'm pretty sure it was graphics. Again, I wear glasses and I can't wear glasses in using a virtual reality headset.
Well, actually, he might not have seen anything.
Well, what I saw was very good. But what I do have is good hearing, and it was Je suis Vaiana. So Moana's gonna, so everyone can go off. You have 121 days to learn the French version of I am Moana. Yeah, super hyped about this, folks. This, like, I did a tweet about a month ago that went, as far as Twitter/X is concerned, went semi-viral, hyping up this show, that they were completely unshackled by the fact that it's not on a castle. And the team working on this are, like, world class. I don't know who else, apart from throwing money at it and having 10,000 drones, I don't know who else you would pick to do this show that would do a better job than this. So I can't wait. Honestly, can't wait. I'm actually like, if you told me, okay, Stuart, you're going to the opening day, but you can only do one thing, I would say it'd be the lake show. I would say it'd be Disney Cascades of Light.
I think I'm with you on that. Like, in California, and that's what, like, I was thinking the other day as well, like, even if, with drones, which happened, like it happened the other day for us, one of the nights, that the drones can't go up because it's windy, like, just having, like, essentially World of Colour is just projections on the water, which is what's going to be happening in this one. And then it has a few fireworks.
But importantly, what you were saying about the weather is that these new drones can fly. Obviously, on a lake, they can fly lower.
Based off of,
so Ben explains that the likelihood of this show like being affected by weather is much less than at the castle show.
So
Ben also worked on the Sky Parade, and the Sky Parade had two versions of the show, where they could run a lower show. They could run a lower show in high wind. Now, obviously, there is, I think he explained it was up to like 36 kilometers an hour was the limit. But Ashton, what you were saying about the weather, they've developed the show to run lower down, so close to the water. So much less chance of getting cancelled, because clearly in very bad weather, water obviously gets blown also. So, like, there is a chance it's a lake show, folks.
Actually, in watching Fantasmic, wind was blowing the water right at us. It was like sheets of water to our face.
But like, I think some of the quote unquote leaks, but they're just pictures from world premiere. Like those water fountains go very high. Like
Yeah.
so, Elsa's ice castle is 36 meters tall. Pride Rock would be 37 meters tall, and these water fountains were easily as tall as that. Judging by obviously perspective and stuff. Can't wait.
So excited.
So after we left the lovely Mr. Spalding, we then went back into Arendelle Village, where I was like, oh, this day is the best day ever. So when we walked into the village, who was waiting for us under Frozen Ever After? Only Anna and Elsa and Olaf. And like I immediately whipped out the phone. I couldn't get to the front of, like, everyone had already kind of taken up their spots. So I was like, oh, what? I need to get in. I need to see. So I eventually got around to the side, and it was just crazy. So there's a bit of smoke effect behind the Queens, and there was lighting and stuff like that, and they were just waving at us. But it was only like 10 seconds. You had to kind of take a picture and take a video and then leave. And then I famously videoed Olaf kind of trotting away, waddling off.
Literally, like, the cutest thing I ever seen.
The cutest thing ever seen. And then randomly, about 6 hours later, I threw it into TikTok. TikTok said, "Why don't you use the Kylie Jenner
Kylie
audio?"
Jenner.
Yeah, it was complete suggestion by TikTok. 11 seconds, and probably by the time you're watching this or listening to this podcast, that video will have 10 million views. Like, what is life? Aisling put together, like, completely consumed and digested all my content from the day and put together a cinematic masterpiece of editing, like, nuance and just a beautiful thing. And that video of "Go Kylie, go!"
That's just,
it's gonna get like 100x the views. But anyway, so we then spoke to Chrissy, who is from Walt Disney Imagineering also. I have to Google Chrissy because I've met Chrissy twice now. We met Chrissy on April 12th. She was my English speaking chaperone for the whole
he was trying
tour.
to keep you not wandering off that time.
Yes, exactly. I'm terrible for wandering. I'm just Googling Chrissy Walt Disney Imagineering. I should have done this before, but I actually work. Chrissy Allen. Chrissy Allen is absolutely, she is just a lovely person. And there she is there. I have a picture of her. So Chrissy spoke to us all about the village of Arendelle. We asked, I personally asked her what was the difference between the Frozen Ever After ride here versus in Epcot and in Hong Kong. And she very nicely explained that obviously there's massive enhancements since Epcot.
Yeah.
But
and they have the screens instead of, like,
well, they're getting upgraded now soon as well. They are.
Are they getting proper animatronics?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's going to close the ride for a while though. But so in Hong Kong we're getting they had proper animatronics.
Yeah.
Obviously Tokyo has a completely different ride, so let's not compare apples to oranges. And unlimited checkbooks to Disneyland Paris. But we are looking at enhancements all over the shop. They don't sit still at Walt Disney Imagineering. So when they have a ride that's going well in Hong Kong, they will constantly look at improvements. They will constantly look at the flow of the ride. It's not like the same turns, not the same scenes throughout. It's slight changes here and there at what they thought was going to improve the ride, and that's just
nice.
That's what you want. Again, it's going to be English. That's we've discussed that already. And then we were then told that we were going to have an hour or two in Nordic Crowns Tavern it was set up like a media center.
Yeah.
And like the likes of myself, okay, I have imposter syndrome at the best of times, pretty much in all aspects of my life. And I literally turned around to the fellas in my group and I said, sorry, if we can't post anything for the next 2 hours, what do we do in the media center? And they were like, oh, you like, you can post, you can get together your blog, or you can edit your videos or pictures, whatever. It's like, no, I point my camera at stuff and then I post it straight away. That's what I do. So there was Unreal Wi-Fi, by the way, in there.
Good to know.
And we got little snacks. I don't know if that was just for the day or whatever. We got little snacks. I think they were themed snacks, because we did get like Nordic Crown napkins. They were kind of green and purple napkins for Anna. And the decor inside the Nordic Crown Tavern is beautiful. All these like pictures on the wall. It's not like the same level as the Riga View restaurant. It's very, you feel like you're in Arundel in like the local pub.
Nice. That's cute though.
It's a quick service. You have your screens for ordering. Probably going to have click and collect. Ticking all the boxes. Lovely toilets. I use them. Big fan.
That can be your claim to fame. First person to use the...
Steady on now. So I was basically just kind of walking around Nordic Crowns for a while. But then the lovely Matthias from Inside Ears, and Sandra told us secretly that we were going to have a round table discussion with Michelle Den-Duke and with Kyle Loughlin. And for the uninitiated, Michelle Den-Duke is basically World of Frozen kind of legend at this stage. He's been at least 1.5 decades working on Frozen projects within Disney parks around the world. So he's obviously worked on Paris, and he is the portfolio executive creative director of Disneyland Paris. So obviously with a special kind of niche for World of Frozen. And Kyle Loughlin, which must be Irish at this stage, like Loughlin.
Yeah.
He is Walt Disney Imagineering with a particular interest in the Olaf animatronic. So we got to talk to them both for 30 minutes. Matthias asked a few questions, then we got to ask a few questions after. One of the questions, which I know my good friend at DLP Works will not mind me discussing this. So DLP Works, if you don't follow them already, please do.
Love that page.
They will notice a brick out of place. Okay. And
I think actually that they noticed the two of the buildings that are like side by side are like mirrored off of Anna and Elsa. And I was like,
yes. Well, actually, we were explained that. Yeah. So the Nordic Crown Tavern is the two. The color schemes are Anna and Elsa, and so
cool.
yeah. But DLP Works asked the question. So we can see that the pavements, the brickwork in front of World of Frozen is for the land. It's appropriate for the land, the colour, the texture. And we can see that around at the Lion King edge, it gets very kind of desert, kind of stone, kind of lot of beige. It moves with the land, okay?
Yeah.
Now, at 3 o'clock on the lake, everything turns kind of more greenish, over towards Cars Road Trip.
Yeah.
Everything turns greenish, a lot more.
Where it should be turning to pavement. Is that what you're getting at?
Probably should be just generic grey. Yeah.
Yeah, for a road.
We noticed that there was lampposts with particularly designs, like deliberate designs in the lampposts. So it's hard to explain. But when you get a lamppost in Disneyland Park, it had kind of vines growing around the frosted glass.
Yeah.
So it was kind of hinted, is this a nod towards the potential future development of that area to a particular IP that has a movie coming out in December of this year and that has a 4th movie coming in a few years also? Avatar.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I was like...
Aishling's face looks very confused there.
Avatar.
Obviously Michelle, in his best politician impression, said, we're always looking at ways to improve the parks and new ideas, and that is simply just a nice representation of forest. That area has a lot of trees.
Yeah.
And
it's
that's
in Norway.
The future. Yeah, the future will be the future will unveil itself. Let's just say.
Which is much better than a much better hint than the Navi that everyone was seeing on. That was just actually a construction term for on a blueprint.
Don't mention the
whatever
war.
it was.
Don't mention the war. So everything that was put on those screens would have been. No, I'm an amateur. I don't know behind the scenes on these at all. Right. Everything that was put on those screens to show us would have been approved by some sort of marketing department and someone whose job it was
to make sure there's no.
Just to make sure there's nothing that would distract from the day.
Yeah.
You know? Like everyone was talking about World of Frozen.
It's not,
in fairness,
right?
they had an Olaf animatronic that kind of, broke the internet.
That blew. I think that kind of was one of the things that blew everyone else out, because that's just, it literally looks like it's a CGI. Like, it looks like he wasn't there.
That's what everyone's asking me. He says, is this AI? Actually, Olaf is made with AI, but not in the way you think he is. So his brain is AI and his vision is AI, but like his movements are AI. So Olaf will adapt to the terrain that he walks on,
which is
kind
crazy.
Of like the BDX droids, So yeah, we have Frozen, Racer, Lion, and Navi, and I mean, it doesn't take, like, Avatar is a huge IP within Disney, okay? The biggest selling movie of all time. Like, we're probably going to get Avatar in the future, okay? It's not like, it's not rocket science here, folks. Like, there was no
done before, they'll do it again.
Yeah, and like it's a great IP for a global park as well. Do you know, like the people are blue. That's handy, you know. Excuse me, the people in Avatar don't look like any particular region of the world. And if Abu Dhabi is years away and potentially like everything in Abu Dhabi is usually pushed back years or like maybe not built at all. I know this looks very nailed on, but let's just say it doesn't. Like, then Disneyland Paris continues to be the park for, like, on our map. Obviously, when we look at a map, folks, in case you're looking at America, listening from America, Europe is always in the middle of our map. Okay?
Yeah.
So therefore, it looks like, Central and Middle East, Asia, all that area. Europe is handy to get to. Like, we have a lot of hubs. For that area, maybe the Asian parks aren't as accommodating to that part of the world, so they come to the European park, and Avatar would make a lot of sense for a very global IP, which is very good outside of America. Not just like, obviously the American box office was strong, but international box office was the big deal for Avatar. So, like, 2+2. Probably going to get an Avatar land in the next 10 years. Was it announced on the day? No. Like, was it an unfortunate term to have on the barge? Yes. Should a marketing person, like, scrub that off? Yes. Did it personally for me take away from the day? Absolutely not. And yeah, let's just see what the future holds. I'm very excited for what we were officially told in the day. I don't need rumors and stuff of the future.
I feel like one thing with the DLP community and like the big fans is that a lot of people, as soon as we get something, it's like, okay, what's the next one? And like even I'm victim. Like, I will do that sometimes. Like with the music festival, it's when's it coming back? With Dream and Shine Brighter, it's like, okay, well, we need another one that was like that again. But I think usually it's like, okay, right, next. We got that next. Like Avengers Campus. Okay, what's coming after? What's the next land for Avengers after Avengers Campus? Frozen. Okay, now we're already moving on to it and Frozen's not even here yet. I feel like that is definitely something.
That is the nature of the kind of scoop community that we have, especially on social media, that everyone wants to have the next scoop to get the engagement, to get the hits, to get the views or whatever. And in fairness, I will just say in defense, DLP Report put up the picture that was displayed to all of us. Like, I have that picture also, but they put it up because they were very interested in it. In their tweet, they did not reference the names of the barges. Okay, it was other people who like zoomed in and zoom and enhance, and like I actually noticed from my video, I pressed, when you're recording and you're on 2x, I pressed 5x, as soon as that picture came up, because I was like, oh my god, there's detail going on there. There's like, I thought there was little people on the barge. I was like, oh, that'd be interesting to zoom in.
Yeah.
And I actually have it like pretty much saying Navi. But like Navi, like, could just mean navigation. Like, again, like, if this scooper thing prevents us from getting an Avatar land and we just get a longer Cars road trip, you're going to all be very, very sad that you went so far with this
version.
Yeah. No, but like, I would love, like, look around the parks, folks. Like, we're getting a Lion King exclusive land. So the next land is probably going to be not a cookie cutter, but just inspired from another land in a different park. And if we get an extended Cars land with, you know,
I would love
with the racers, yeah,
so good.
If we get that, or if we get Avatar, like, it's kind of just like common sense that those are the two lands that are up for grabs next.
Yeah,
there's no real other, like, I suppose you could look to Tokyo Fantasy Springs to get, like, you know, Peter Pan,
but that's not in our budget, so
no. And they're also very mini lands. They're mini lands. Well, Peter Pan got a bit of a stick for being very screen heavy, so I'm not sure how much that cost. The Rapunzel ride also could be, I wouldn't say cheap, but could be doable. But definitely, the Frozen ride, not going to happen. I would like to get the Oaken
the little roller coaster.
Family coaster. Yeah.
That would be good for studios. They need an in between.
I think a bit more
very
kinetic energy. Yeah.
Slow, like the little Cars ride or Chris's coaster, like Tower or Spider-Man, where everyone can sit on it. There's no like middle ground, Big Thunder Mountain, where it's your first kind of big-ish coaster in studios. Yeah,
like someone was giving it to me. They were saying, this huge event, and all we get is two rides, and they're two, like a boat ride and a teacup ride, and it's like, dude, you're missing the point here. Like, this is an entire reorienteering of the entire park. So since it was opened in 2002, 90% of the park is different.
Yeah,
like, it's a different park. It actually, I know that people are going to hate this, but it needs a different name. It's not studios anymore.
Yeah, you know? No, it has nothing got to do with movies or anything like that.
And you do feel genuinely, because they're such immersive lands. Like, even the. So the way it was explained to us is that we're not stepping into, so with Rapunzel's Tangled Spin, we're not stepping into the Kingdom of Corona. We're not stepping into where she lives, etc. It's like as if she has come to Disney Adventure World, and this is her corner of it. So it's not like, it's immersion, but it's not like, okay, close your eyes and now you're in that movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like in between. I know that sounds a bit BS-y, but that's genuinely how it felt to me. So yeah, we have a new score for Adventure Way. What are you saying, sorry?
Sprinklings of everyone's adventures from different things.
Exactly.
Adventure World.
We have new song for Adventure Way, which is like super classy. They got a French composer. It was to be inspired by Horizon, Michel Danduc said. So he wanted, basically, as you're walking down Adventure Way, like, you're always kind of looking over it. So the street kind of like the street kind of curves with the earth, and you're always looking over to see what's next, and you know what's coming next. The sense of horizon, the sense of adventure. Yeah, like, there's so much space. The whole street, for want of a better word, around the lake and down Adventure Way is, you know, at least 20 meters wide. And then you have, the same way at Disneyland Park, you have kind of arcades to the left and right, which are basically built by trees. Do you know some of the they're just, do you know, they're kind of, they have popcorn lighting and stuff.
Ones, is it?
They're not covered, but they have popcorn lighting.
Did that.
And yeah,
glass coverings, just like on the sides, even for standing under the rain.
Again, we should write.
Maybe if there's a parade or something, then no.
We should write in, yeah. I don't know how they could do the popcorn lighting without, and then putting like kind of like plexiglass over them. They would look a bit cheap.
Yeah, I know.
But a lot of people were concerned that the park would suffer a lot from a lack of weatherproofing, which would be interesting to see. It's actually funny because it's the same story in Epic Universe.
Yeah,
People were
which
complaining
is
about that
which
too.
is people do complain about. It is a
Yeah,
hazard, but that's more the heat. We're trying to
yeah.
get out of the rain.
Well, we do also have,
A little bit of
touching
heat sometimes.
35, 40 degrees in Paris in the summers.
Yeah.
But yeah, the winters, obviously the trees lose their leaves in the winter. So we'll see how that goes. Um,
Is there benches on it like now
ooh,
up the way when you're walking?
I didn't
That's one thing
notice.
I would love to just like chill out there. I feel like
I'll
that'd
have
be
to,
a good people watching spot just along Adventure Way.
I'll have to look at my videos and pictures and things, particularly from parachute drop, because that's when you'll see the benches. But they definitely have filled in around the lake as well. There's another pavilion which has the control hut for the night show. Is just when you take a left. I think it's called the east. What's it going to be on the west pavilion? That's a large building. Again, like DLP Works and DLP Report will be your place to go for
Technical
like,
terms.
well, just even in depth. So like, there's another one called Terrasse Panoramique, right? And I was like, that sounds very similar to Panoramagique, and I was like, geez, they get sued for that, like, but that is on the east side, close to Clara's Road Trip, and that's the building you see from Clara's Road Trip, and that building is going to serve food as well. So like, there's a lot of food going on around the lake, an awful lot of just places to stop. Just like, okay, you don't have to hightail it down to Arundel like an Olympic sprint walker.
I said when one of our first podcasts when we were talking about it, I said that would it not feel empty if it's just like ride, and then down the bottom is frozen stuff. But no, if there's 14 and they're like spread out like that in among the rides, and that'll be really good.
Yeah, and we didn't actually go into the gazebo gardens at all, which is kind of curious.
Yeah,
the gazebo gardens is full of, so it's obviously a central gazebo, and then there's loads of bronze, I believe they're bronze statues of mostly English characters and things like that. Like, you have Winnie the Pooh, you have Peter Pan sits on the column that welcomes you into the gardens.
Yeah,
and you have the Dalmatians in there. According to Google's version of ChatGPT, there are integrated benches throughout the landscape and the park. So they're so integrated I didn't notice them. And in fairness, we were properly hightailing it down to like different places of the park. So
yeah,
we weren't looking for things. But like, again, there's nothing like, as it currently stands. When we were walking through, okay, fair enough, there's a lot of screens up in front of Lion King Land, but there wasn't really much apart from a few cherry pickers. Like, I was walking through saying, let's go, this is good to go, lads. Like, this is tell the gods to open up the gates. Yeah,
break the walls down,
break down the walls. It was a very exciting day. I was completely buzzing. So we haven't even finished my day yet. So after the 2 hours finished, we had the round table with Michelle Duke and Kyle Loughlin. And then at 6 o'clock, I believe, on the button, Natasha posted about the Olaf animatronic. So we were all told immediately, once she posts, you can post about the Olaf animatronic.
Yeah.
We couldn't use the content that we took earlier in the day. We could just reshare what she had posted.
Yeah.
So it was a very stressful day full of, like, are we allowed to do this? Are we allowed to do that? Don't want to get in trouble here. Don't want to like lose my...
Go.
Yeah. Then we were told, to please exit the Nordic Crowns Tavern for a very special surprise.
Yeah.
And we made our way up onto the bridge. I had a great spot standing at the bridge, and then I was told by people who were better than me to keep going on the bridge to get a better view.
Yeah.
So I did. Then just as we were about to start, I believe, the rain started spittering heavier and heavier. Umbrellas went up. People had gotten their hair done, so umbrellas went up. So I had to kind of move back a little bit to make sure the umbrellas weren't like the focus point of my videos and whatever. But then I was standing beside the drone team, and they were like, "Come on, just launch them!" let's go, because they were worried that, the kind
Yeah.
of tolerances were going to be breached, and you literally can't fly it. The drones will say, no, not today. They have inbuilt safety and, in them, I guess.
Yeah.
And then obviously you just don't want that as a look with the whole
Yeah.
world watching. Drones falling out of the sky left, right and centre. So out came Anna and Elsa in the harbour with these huge skyscraper lights. Elsa did her magic, put the elements up into the sky, put the icicles up into the sky, and then World of Frozen opening March 29, 2026.
So good.
I was not expecting that date. There was a lot of dates banded around. I was expecting a different date, but I was quickly hightailing onto my newsletter, my posts. I had drafts done, I had graphics done, had to change a lot of things straight away. I think I got everything out by like 8:10. And the announcement was like 8:05. So yeah, and then just everyone high-fiving each other, all the amazing teams who work on the day, who worked on the production of the drone reveal. Shout out to our good friend Happily Catherine, who was back at world premiere. Oh man, do you know what? Like, it was just so lovely because her account is all about her live stream. Well, not all about, but like it's a large part of her account and her story.
That's
is
like
her live streams.
Community thing.
Yeah, and she had over, I believe, like 3,000 people.
I think, or something.
Yeah, 3,000 people in a live stream, which is unheard of. And they all got to watch live, which she didn't know was going to happen. Like the date
I don't think she was
appearing.
even holding the phone, because I think she was like in the middle of doing something, like looking, refreshing online or something. From what I could hear on like watching it.
Yeah,
she was like, I'm refreshing. Because nothing was going up about, like, Disneyland Paris didn't post at 8:00. Like, it wasn't like up immediately at 8 on the dot. So it was literally like the writing in the sky was like the first announcement. Like, it wasn't in time with anything.
And even
else.
then, like, I think one drone was out of place.
Yeah, some of the 9 was missing, or some of like
some of the 9 was missing.
Or something was missing.
And I'm just so happy that she got to experience it in her way. It was great, because in fairness, she should have been inside there with me. She's worked hard enough to be there, and it was just shows that how much of a lottery it was to that I got in.
Yeah.
And I'm forever grateful, folks. I said to the Inside Ears team on the day, throughout the day, that it's a huge privilege, a complete bonus to be invited to these things. They don't have any obligation to invite anyone to these things, especially, I would say, like, Disneyland Paris focused content creators. Like, fair enough if you're going to ask like Molly May or something, and she's going to post about it, and therefore you're going to get loads of reach and whatever. But to invite the people who love the parks and who are there often, and who keep people informed on the kind of minutiae of the parks, like, you're serving the fans. So it's a kind of a, I wouldn't say an unselfish endeavour, because clearly, like, it's not a charity, but you're looking after the people who love the parks and who have a love for the parks. So yeah, huge thank you to the Inside Ears team. They work so hard to put these events together. Like, the amount of organisation that was going on throughout the day. Like, Sandra was completely always, like, during the media centre, like, hour or two, she was like getting links full of material, full of videos, full of stuff that we could use and share and everything. And she was asking, does everyone want this? Who wants this? Like, and taking our email addresses, and like, it was just like, there was weeks and months of planning for this event. It blew everyone's socks off. It blew even the most pessimistic of people. It impressed them. Like, it was like nothing that Disneyland Paris had done before. And if it is a sign of things to come, I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. And we were all on me, and obviously we've said this to you loads of times, but you obviously deserved it so much, and we were all so happy for you. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
You were there today. So
I was.
I literally, it was so funny, because I even said it to Ben. I was like, I literally don't even have like a drop of jealousy in me, that I'm just so excited that Stuart's actually going. Like, I just didn't care that like if they had said to me, you or Stuart can go, I literally would have been like, yeah, no, Stuart can go.
Stop. That's very nice.
I was so buzzing for you that you that you were.
But you know what? Like, I was so nervous.
Good.
I was so nervous which is what to do with the day, because I didn't know if we could take content. I didn't know what we were going to be posting.
And then you don't want to do anything wrong because
exactly
you won't get back.
I was getting lost every 5 minutes. Like I couldn't make a plan for the day, and then like when we got all these official materials, you know, stuff that you would see on like blogs, like American blogs and like Forbes, and the Independent and stuff, like they got press kits and releases and stuff to make up their articles and whatever, and I was just like, what am I meant to use this? Like, how do I use this? This does not fit into what I do.
Yeah.
So it was a hugely confusing day, like, and I had to think on my feet. And halfway through the day, I just said to myself, like, I'll just be me. You know, I'll just do what I do. I'll just point the camera where I think is something interesting, try and edit it, try and get a unique angle on things, try and like not edit it as good as you now, but try and like, you know, just start recording
casual.
when recording when it's
people are used to seeing instead of getting a really high definition full photo. People like seeing what it looks like normally.
And like, you know, stupid little selfie videos of me in stupid hats, and like me basically crying down the camera, thanking everyone for putting me there in the first place. That's what I thought, that people that like it was just me. You know, people wanted, like, I was the only person there really, definitely of our group, that really was like a face account. And I'm not even really a face account. I'm more like, you know, I'm the face of a community, if you get me. Like I just put my face on. I just put my face out there so that some people had a face to relate to. Yeah. Like, I never wanted to be, you know, like, I have a logo. I don't have my face in my profile picture, you know? Yeah. Like, I'm just meant to be a recognizable logo. But people like to see the face behind the account. So I was the closest thing in our group to any sort of like personality account. So while everyone else was, you know, taking down notes, taking down the details of what everyone was saying throughout the day, I was just there, hey, here we go. Yeah, like, just trying to share my emotions with the day. And if I could replay it again, I would probably lean even more into that. I would probably, because again, I was scared about posting the wrong thing. We were even told that we could even, like, some of the photos and stuff that we could take, like, okay, don't take from that angle, you know? Yeah. That kind of thing. And make sure you use a certain aperture on your phone so that the background is blurred if you can. Yeah. Like, it was that level of I wouldn't say control, but just they expected us to have respect that it wasn't a finished product. Yeah. So we had to respectfully report this also. And I knew that DLP Report were going to just do their thing. I knew DLP Works were going to do their thing. And I knew that I'm not them, you know. So, and I'm not, again, as well as that, I'm also not like a pink pastel, you know, account. Yeah. No offense to those, but that's just not me. So I had to do just what I do, and I tried to. And like, in fairness, folks, the week is going grand on social media. the engagement and the views and all sorts.
You did something right.
Yeah, I just it's just huge, and thank you for all the love in the DMs. A lot of people have sent me very long messages, thanking me for sharing, but also thanking me for just in general what I do. And I just want to say back to you guys, because I know my biggest fans, listen, even fans is a strange word, like the people who follow my story and my account the most listen to this podcast, and I really want to say thank you, like from the bottom of my heart. When I started off this, I'm not even looking at the camera now because I'm talking it from my heart here. Like when I started this, just helping people throughout COVID, I had no idea I was going to be rubbing shoulders with the head of Imagineering. And like, I'm sorry, Natasha liked a reel of mine right before this podcast went on air. And I don't care if Natasha doesn't control her own account, okay? I have Natasha Rafalski with her blue tick
she has
in my notifications. Do you know? It's a wild ride, lads. Like, when I look back at my life, this is going to be like, who wrote this for me? Plodding through my 30s, and then we get to COVID, and I just start being myself, helping people. And then here we are years later, and I'm getting to do all this stuff and share all this stuff with you guys, and like it's just madness. Like it's honestly, thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you so much. Like there's no other words for it. It's crazy, but we're coming up on 2 hours, Aisling. I thought this was going to be a quick one. Have I mentioned everything? Right, we're just in my notes, blah blah. You know, it's going to be a queue system or a reservation system to get into the parks. We are going to have virtual queues for Elsa. We are going to have premier access for the boat rides. Lion King is coming in a few years. That is also going to be a huge ride. That is going to be a ride worthy of Tokyo, basically, to sum it up. Not just another Tiana's. That's going to be very detailed, very different, with a splash, with a dive, you know.
More excited.
Do you know what's next? Are we going to start working on Disneyland Park next? Who knows?
Finally, something new.
Yeah, just looking through my notes here. Blah blah blah. That's technical term for talk amongst yourselves there. Olaf smashed it yet. Me, Anna and Elsa can't wait. AP previews, who knows?
Around the March 16th, 17th, 18th.
Oh, stop the lights. Aisling, I have spoken enough. Do you want to see us out?
I will do. So that is a wrap on a very exciting episode 19 of Irish Ears, a Disney fan cast. You can keep up with us on social media at DLP Tips for Irish for Stuart and me at Happily Ever Aisling.
But for now, we will say, yoo-hoo! Big snow blowout!
Big snow blowout!
Oh, sorry, I mean, a biento. See you soon. Do 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 do. Stop. Bye.
That's so funny.